What's up, guys? It's Kyle here again from the pit. Today I'm going to give you, or tonight I should say, the weekly lesson and the science behind muscle and training. Now I have an interesting perspective on it because I used to compete in bodybuilding, but I've been an athlete my whole life and I trained a lot of athletes. Okay? So the last thing you'd want to do if you were an athlete is train with isolation bodybuilding type movements. Alright, if you look down here, you have functional muscle growth and non-functional muscle growth. Okay, which I'll get into more in a later lesson. Functional muscle growth, which we want if we're an athlete or the average trainee, you can be using mostly compound exercises. You can work the power equation into your training and training for strength. You can work in some repeated effort or time under tension exercises towards the end of your workout. Non-functional muscle growth, which you'll get from bodybuilding type exercises, isolation type exercises. Okay, and you'll see that in a lot of bodybuilders, real looking, jacked looking guys, but they can't jump over a phone book. Okay, so a non-functional muscle growth, which is not what you want as an athlete. Okay, it's like taking a plane. So we have our 747 here. Here's the engine. Okay, so I'll color that in for you. So with non-functional muscle growth, it's like taking that 747 and making it bigger, the plane itself, while keeping the engine the same size. That's not what you want. So as a trainee, or if you're trying to get stronger, more powerful, you got to know these equations. Force equals mass times acceleration. Okay, so if you look over here, we have the force curve. As mass is high, okay, acceleration is low. As acceleration goes up, the mass has to come down, that we're using, or weights that we're using. Okay, now force plays into the power equation as well. Power is equal to force times velocity. So on the power curve, if force is high, velocity is low. If velocity is high, force is low. Okay, so there's different ways to train for power. You could do dynamic type exercises using the chains, the bands, high speed repetitions, but you also have to work strength in order to affect that force part of the power equation. So for beginner athletes, you can't just jump right into high intensity plyometrics, high intensity dynamic exercises for the squat, bench, because they're not going to have the power that they need. They're not going to have the force that they need to apply the power. Okay, so real simple breakdown of what force is, what power is, functional muscle growth and non-functional muscle growth. Alright, hope you enjoyed the lesson.